What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk college football with real fans. I'm one of your hosts, Melo, and this is our other host, Dev, to the left. We're here going to do an Oregon preview and tell you why it's duck hunting season and why they are going down on Saturday. So, how
Hello.
you doing, Dev?
Doing pretty good, man. Just got done recording with Scoop.
Yeah.
Just got our first order of shirts in. So I'm going to take a second. I'm going to stand up. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this. Yo, dude, Buckeye Nation, check these things out, dude. Check these things
Fire.
out. Like, soak that
Welcome to
in.
the official Buckeye Boys
Yeah,
merch. It is
yeah, they're
fire.
pretty
I'm not
cool.
going to lie.
Yeah, now the material, like it's not cotton, it's like that stretchy whatever kind of material. I don't know, but it's not cotton. They're nice. They're pretty awesome, bro. I love the design of it. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
wearing them.
fire.
Going to take me a couple to the Oregon game and see what happens. So if you're interested in one, shoot us an email.
At thebuckeyeboys.com. Three Z's.
Yep, at gmail.com. Yeah.
So, about Oregon. First off, what are your feelings about Oregon and us flying to Autzen? Ryan Day put out today that they're leaving on Friday instead of Thursday, like I would have expected them to do with a 3 hour time change. And Kirk, I know he talked about it yesterday, thinking that they should have left on Thursday. I know it's a 7:30 Eastern kickoff. So, what are your thoughts about them going through that massive of a time change and that long of a flight and leaving on Friday for a Saturday 7:30 Eastern kickoff time?
Yeah, man. So, like, originally, my first reaction was, "What the heck? What are you
Right.
doing?" But then I found out a little more details that they're gonna stay in their time zone. Like, they're not switching their clock back. They're not gonna act like they're in Oregon. They're gonna go off the time here now. So essentially, for them, it's just gonna be like they're playing a night game here.
Okay.
So I think that's why they're going in as late as possible. That way, they can wake up way earlier on Saturday morning and go to bed way earlier here. Like, they're going to be looking at their phones and in this time zone, and they're going to be going to bed at whatever time they would normally go to bed here and treat it like that. So originally I was like, bro, what the heck is this? But then you got to remember, Ryan Day coached in the NFL, Chip Kelly coached in the NFL, a lot of other assistants have coached in the NFL. And the NFL is where you're going to go to get the answers to, hey, what do we do when we travel?
Right.
So once I thought about all that, I'm like, whatever. I trust you. I'm cool with it. I don't got any experience in that whatsoever. I am flying to Oregon. I'm going on Thursday, but I ain't about to play a big time football game. So,
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
you, what were your thoughts?
Initially, I thought it was a little crazy, especially who we were playing. I have a daughter that plays in the National League for soccer. So, like, we traveled to San Diego. We literally just left Seattle for Nationals in June. And we're in Florida. We're going to Phoenix next month. So, what I do, because of those big showcases and national events, that's when you get the most college scouts. So, we would normally fly out, like, say if she had a game Saturday, I probably want to get her there Thursday, get her some treatment on Friday, walk around the campus,
Oh, I think we got a little bit of technical difficulties right now. Mello or me have frozen. Mello was explaining to us the travel time. And, you think about that. My guess is if we took hey, Mello, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know if like I froze or you froze, but
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything once you said you'll get her treatment and then you'll wake up the next day. I didn't hear anything after that on my end.
Okay. So, like, we'll give
So
her treatment on that Friday, have her, run a mile, jog a mile, or whatever. And then Friday, we'll get her treatment, we'll get some shots up, and then we're ready to go for Saturday. And part of the treatment is like we give her an IV, liquid IV. And I mean, she normally flying around on Saturday. So I assume like at college they're going to do the same thing, but after you just explain what you explained, now I understand.
Yeah.
But I did think it was a little worrisome at first when I first heard it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is I would guess that most of Buckeye Nation, like if you put out a poll and said, "Hey, would you rather the Buckeyes get there on Wednesday, on Thursday, or Friday?" My guess is everybody pick Wednesday, and their
Yeah,
state of mind would be like, "Man, I want them dudes there as early as possible so they can acclimate." But if you really think about it, it's like now that they mentioned this technique, you almost prefer it because
yeah,
it's like they don't really have to change anything. They can keep doing what they've been doing instead of worrying about acclimating. Because the truth is 1 or 2 days really early enough to acclimate your body to a different time zone? Not at all. It's not like, especially not in my mind, especially not if like you're like a high end athlete that's about to go do this. Like you would think it'd probably take like a week or 2 weeks to fully get into the rhythm of, I don't know if you've ever started a new job and went from having to wake up early in the morning to work a night shift or something.
yeah.
After 2 days, you're not used to it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like it takes
Yeah,
a lot longer. So, now that we're talking about it out loud, I like this better. I
yeah.
like this strategy better.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
Mhm.
what kind of problems do you think Oregon's going to present to the Buckeyes that they're going to have to solve in order to win this game?
Well, my first response is gonna be their passing game, their
Hmm.
receivers. Their receivers, they're different than any other receivers that we have faced all year. They're way better. They're smaller, especially that their leading receiver has like 395 yards on the year. Was it
Tez
Tez
Johnson.
Johnson? Yeah, he's like
Hmm.
160 pounds, soaking wet, but he's just a different kind of receiver. He's way shiftier, way smaller. And to be honest with you, I'm just nervous about what kind of coverage Jim Knowles is going to call on these receivers because if he does soft coverage on these dudes, even one play,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Burke and Iggy are very good, but they're not 160-pound DBs.
Right.
They're not that quick. They're not as quick as he is. Like when you're
Right.
160 pounds, you can be way quicker about it. But
Hmm.
the downfall to that is, if Iggy presses him at the line, he can just stop him from going anywhere, screw up his timing, screw up everything. But there's that, and then there's their tight end,
Yeah.
because Sonny
Terrence
did,
Ferguson.
yeah, Sonny did phenomenal in the run game against Iowa, but we all know that it's that coverage that probably struggles a little bit. So it's that. I don't have any worries about us stopping their run game. They are 67th in the country in rushing offense, and they haven't even played any good defenses.
Right.
So it's just like I am confident with that. A lot of people are talking about their NFL tackles and their centers really good and all that. I just think our D line's better. That's
Right.
that's my only answer. I just think our D line is better and will outlast them. Like, yeah,
Right.
first, second quarter, it might be, but bro, these Buckeyes, they go all game. They don't wake up till the second half. So,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
about you, what's your thoughts on the
So
biggest
with
problem?
Tez, I think the primary cover corner that's going to be on him will be Jordan Hancock because Tez is a slot receiver. That's where they
Mm,
primarily play him. So the nickel is going to get him. And I think what's going to happen is hopefully they man press so you could get hands on them. This is what I think they should do. They should definitely man press, or if you want to mix up zone and press, whatever, zone and man. But I would press and try to disrupt their timing on their route. That gives the D line an extra split second to get home. And I think you'll see them get home if we're doing that. Also, it's going to prove that to the rest of the college world that might not know this already, what we already know as Buckeye fans, that Jordan Hancock is the best nickel in America.
yeah,
And it's going to be without a doubt. I think if you do that, Jordan Hancock and the team's going to be fired up and ready to go. And I think you're going to see a whole different element to our defense, first off. Second, in terms of what you were talking about with the O line, I think our D line will dominate their O line.
yeah,
Their O line had a great game against Michigan State, but all the rest of the game and UCLA, I'll give them UCLA, but UCLA is a trash team. Like, let's just be honest, they're garbage. They're hot
yes,
trash.
Yes.
But every other game that they played, their O line had struggled. And I understand they were rotating players and they were using Poncho, then they weren't using Poncho as center, and now they're sticking with Poncho, who's a big man. But Poncho's about to find out why they call Ty Hamilton bobblehead. He's about to find out how quick Tyleek Williams actually is. So I
Yeah.
think I think we're going to actually handle their O line. To be honest with you, um,
Hmm.
Terrence Ferguson, man, my opinion, best tight end in America.
Same here.
Sonny or whoever's guarding him, whether it's Sonny, whether it's Caleb, whether it's Latham, if you want to use a safety, they're gonna have their hands full. They have to be fully aware of him. Personally, what I would do is put Sonny on him. And because Sonny's similar size, 6'6, 240, 4'4", guy, I'm putting Sonny on him and telling him wrap up and tackle. Play the ball, but like if you can't get the ball, just wrap up and tackle, prevent extra yardage. More of a bend type of thing. Like Dylan, you're gonna have to prove that you could methodically march up and down the field on our defense all night and score points, which I absolutely 100% do not believe in the midget to be able to do that. I'm
Yeah, I
just
think
saying.
I like if you reverse that question and say, like, what do you think the biggest key is to the game? For me,
Hmm.
it's getting pressure on Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
And that is because I've fully watched Oregon play twice. I watched him the Michigan State game, the most recent game that they played. Michigan State didn't. I think they might have sacked him a couple times. I don't remember. But what they did do is on the first or second play of the game, they smacked him right in the mouth right when he threw the ball. Like their defensive end got around and laid the hammer down on him big time. And then what did he do in the red zone the next two times? Threw interceptions.
Right.
So and you kind of see that pattern with him when he gets out of the pocket. He can make some good plays. He does have some wheels, but I just haven't seen him. If you let that dude sit in the pocket and be comfortable, he's a pretty good quarterback,
Right.
in my opinion. But I don't see it happening with our D line, bro. Our interior guys, all that stuff, like you said, the exotic blitzes that Jim Knowles can bring, and all that. And then you got to think of this too. Um, like Jim Knowles and Chip Kelly. That's that's who Oregon is going up against. It's like good luck.
Yeah.
They've had this whole year, but like reverse that. What do you think one of the biggest keys is to the game?
I think offensively is establishing the run because they're gonna have to commit to the box. I would like to see 21 personnel, which is two running backs, one tight end, where we have Q and Trey in the backfield with Will Howard running RPO off of that. Either any three of them could run, or you could have any one of them go out to the flat, or you could have one stay in and block and another one go out in the flat and move the pocket simultaneously. There's just so many options. I think it's impossible to stop it with that. Obviously, you can't do it every set because you need your backs to be rested for regular sets to rotate in and out. But that's how I would attack them initially for the most part. 21 personnel and like come get it.
Yeah,
Defensively, I think the key, honestly, is playing press coverage. That allows
yeah,
your D line to get
it's a big
home.
one.
It also allows you to disrupt those thin wide receivers and their timing of their routes. And also, we don't even has anyone even put out the availability report on Evan Stewart? I mean, he got hurt in the Michigan State game and left and didn't return.
Yeah,
And he was in quite a bit of pain if you watched it live because you could
I
hear
remember
him
that.
like
Yeah,
groaning and moaning. So, like for me, I think that's the key.
yeah, yeah. Offensively, I didn't even realize that and not that ratings matter much, but they really haven't played too many people. And if you're ranked the 67th rushing defense in the nation with the schedule that they've had so far, that's not very good.
Right.
And we have the number
14
nine,
rushing.
oh, the number 14th rushing attack in the nation. But
Yeah.
beyond, We could have the number one. If
Right,
Ohio State wanted to have the number one, we would have the number one. We have the offensive line to do it. We have the running backs to do it. So
right.
it's simply because we've got to feed all these mouths on the offense. But I do not think Ohio State is going to have any trouble at all scoring.
Yeah.
Therefore, I personally just think that the key is going to be stopping them. That's
Mhm.
where it's going to. I'm not worried about their defense stopping our offense.
Yeah.
I'm not, man. Will Howard, Trey Henderson, Quinn John Junkins, J.J. Smith, Emeka Abuka, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, Seth McLaughlin, Teg. I mean, come on, man. Like you're not stopping that. You might be able to stop one or two plays, but oh, and I forgot one, Chip Kelly.
Right.
So, you know, you might be able
That
to stop one or two plays. And if the Buckeyes take care of the ball,
yeah.
like that's a prereq to a key to the game, right? So we all
Yep.
know that. So what me and you are talking about are like specifics. We all know
Right.
take care of the ball, all that stuff. Like that's a given. But so therefore, I just think it's going to depend on how much can our defense stop them, and I 100% think that we're going to be causing a turnover or two.
Yes. So I mean, that's the X factor to me. I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor. Our OC and our DC and our coaching staff is better than their OC and their DC and their coaching staff. Period. Like, and I truly, firmly believe that. Also, like, I want to talk about some other stuff. Like, I've been looking at all the message boards and different pods with Oregon fan channels just straight up disrespecting the Buckeyes, saying, "Oh, you remember what happened the last time we played in the shoe? Well, it's going to be the same repeat." Like, I think a lot of these guys, fans, are have a low IQ. This is not the same team. It's not the same coaching staff. It's not the same players. It's not the same year. There's a whole
Yeah,
different set of players, coaches involved on both sides. Dan Lanning wasn't there back then. Um, so I think you're foolish if that's what you're going off of what happened the last time we played you. Our defense was atrocious. We had Kerry Combs. We
yeah,
put up 600 yards worth of offense. Any other game like that's a dub easily. But
yeah.
our defense was so atrocious that it made you guys look better. You ran the same play 10 times in a row.
Hey, yeah. Check this other aspect out of this game. Like, look how big a game this is for Ryan Day and for Dan Lanning.
Hmm.
Both of the coaches that struggle to win the big games. You know what I mean? Dan
Yep.
Lanning, Washington last year. Um, Ryan Day lost to Georgia and just has those moments in some of those games where people are like, and what's going on here? So I think this is a very big game for them like that. But yeah, to say that how we played the team that played them last time and what happened last time has any relevance to this game whatsoever. I mean,
Hmm.
that's just absurd to say. And that is so obviously stretching and reaching for anything because they know the truth
Right.
that for now can Oregon beat Ohio State? Yeah, they could. They have the skills to do it. If Oregon comes in and plays their best game that they play all year, and Ohio State comes in and plays their worst game that they are going to play all year, probably going to be a close ball game,
Right.
and they have that chance. But like I said on Scoop, dude, I told you this before about when I watched the Oregon game and I watched some of the Oregon players on the ground and reach up, put their hand up to get help lifted up. And I saw it on two different occasions for sure where they didn't get that help up. They had to get up on their own. Now, I haven't been looking for this, but I haven't seen that happen with the Buckeyes not one time. Matter of fact, I've seen the opposite. I've seen when a player's down on the ground, they don't even need to put their hand up because there's already somebody reaching down to pull them up. Now, you might say, well, Devin, that's just a stupid thing to pay attention to. Well, if you knew what I talked about at the beginning of the year, with I question how Oregon can play as a team and I question what they're focused on, that's a little thing to pay attention to there.
Yeah.
So and with the cohesion the Buckeyes have been playing with, I think that
Yeah.
ultimately That's going to win it out. And you got a quarterback that can throw an interception, and then turn right around and not affected whatsoever. So,
Yep.
you know,
Throw an
his
interception, then not miss another pass the whole game.
correct. Yeah.
So I mean, right now I would definitely choose Will Howard over Dylan Gabriel. I think Will Howard has better pocket presence. I think he has that better leadership quality personally. I know that Dylan might throw a prettier ball, but I think Dylan's going to run for his life this game. So I don't think those balls are going to be that pretty, honestly.
Yeah. And, another thing that Oregon has been surviving on this year, chunk plays,
Yeah.
big plays, big bombs downfield. And
And
that's
guess what? We
pretty
do
much
the
it.
best. We
Yeah.
don't give
I
up
know.
big plays.
Yeah. And I got something else for you too. It's called
What's
Caleb
that?
Downs
Oh,
and
yeah.
Lathan Ransom. Like,
Absolutely.
good luck. I
Yep.
don't know. I have this feeling in my bones that Caleb Downs is going to have the biggest impact on a game that he's had this year so far.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know
Absolutely.
why. I feel it.
I think they're going to release him. They're going to activate
Activate.
him.
You got to use the right terms,
They're going to
man. I mean,
activate him.
yeah, that's very specific word that Jim
Yep.
Knowles uses, and he's going to activate him. I love it, though. I
Absolutely.
love it. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's going to be an exciting game for sure. I'm going. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
am
super jealous. Where
I'm
can they
excited
find you if any fans are out there in Oregon and they want to meet up with Devin from the Buckeye Boys
Oh,
and
yeah, let me,
honorary scoop host? Where can they
yeah.
find my boy Dev? Because he's going to be in Eugene out there. Look for the man. He's going to be wearing the Buckeye Boys brand and representing for us. And I already told him take some Ohio State gear out there. And after Belt to Ass is finished and he runs into Naeem Offord, he gives him the Ohio State gear and say, take that shit off, burn it, and go to the home locker room with your team and your brothers over in the visiting locker room with
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Let me run into any recruit that Ohio State is after. Best believe my phone's coming out, the camera's turning on, and I'm going to do a little interview. And I'm going to be like, yo, Naeem, are you for real?
Right.
Like, you're seriously thinking about this? And,
You
I'll
know where
talk to him.
BIA is. And
Hmm.
Jakeem Stewart is gonna be there too. So just let him know. You know
Who's
who the GOAT
sideline?
is.
Oh, Oregon's. Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
be on Oregon's, right?
You're like, you know who the GOAT is. What we doing
Yeah.
over here? Like, I know they
Yeah.
paid you for this visit. Take that money, but like, you know where home is
That's
too.
Yeah, that's another good point to bring up is the impact this game has is way more than just about this season as well. This
Yep.
is first season in the Big Ten for the Ducks. This is a big, big game. There's a lot of recruits that are committed to Oregon that the Buckeyes want, and vice versa. So
Yep. And a
I
lot of
wouldn't be
recruits have
surprised.
Ohio ties too that are committed to Oregon. Dorian
Correct.
Brew, Trey
Yeah.
McNutt, even though we know he's not coming.
Hmm. I don't want Trey McNutt, but that's just me. But anyway, well, we will. I wouldn't be surprised if the outcome of this game determines where some recruits end up at. But
Yep.
I will be in section 26, row 69. So not the nosebleeds, but like in the middle, in the corner. Um, so yeah, if the camera pans at all, just look for me, man. I think I'll probably be wearing this hat. It probably no, I'm gonna probably wear my all scarlet Ohio State shirt. No, that's what I'm wearing right there. See it? Mello froze again. He froze on me. But I'm going to wear my JJ Smith jersey to the Oregon game. So that's going to be exciting. Hopefully we get Mello back. At least Mello froze. And that's not a bad shot to freeze on Mello. I know you can't hear me. I know you're frozen. Well, you might be able to hear me. But if you can hear me, I'm just letting you know that you chose to freeze on a decent smile. Like it looks like, oh, and he's just all the way gone. So, on that note, we're going to wrap it up. We said everything we wanted to say. We're not going to give any score predictions today anyway. So, and I'm not going to edit this video. We're going to leave the frozen in and all that stuff. So, we just wanted to touch on a few little details of the Oregon game. We'll be going live Tuesday, 8:15 on the Ohio Pod. We'll also be doing our weekly show with Brad Jackson again. And we'll be dropping that Wednesday morning. So stay tuned for that. Please like and subscribe the video. Go to BuckeyeBoys.com and it'll take you right to our YouTube channel. If you want to come on, go to the BuckeyeBoys at gmail.com with 3 Z's, and we'll be more than happy to set something up for you. If you want a Buckeye Boys shirt, holler at a homie. With on that note, appreciate you. OH. IO.